It took a while, but in 2017 Diana of Themyscira finally got her own live-action feature film, one that did very well at the box office and managed to clear some of the stench left over from the previous year's less than stellar Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. What the hell, a good DC movie at last? It's Wonder Woman. We've spoken before about Wonder Woman's previous live-action efforts, with only the 1970s TV series starring Linda Carter having any sort of success. And here are the links to those videos. When Zack Snyder wanted to skip individual origin stories and skip straight to the lucrative team-up films, Wonder Woman appeared briefly in Batman v Superman. Again, here's our review. In that festering mope fest, she stole the show, which wasn't hard when the rest of the show was Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne behaving like Muppets at a puppeteer's funeral. In summer 2017, the Patty Jenkins directed movie Wonder Woman was released, and was the first unqualified success of the DCEU. Unqualified? What does that mean? When people spoke about Man of Steel, the reaction was, it was pretty good, but... When they spoke of Batman v Superman, it was sort of okay, I guess, but... Or Suicide Squad, when that came out, it made a lot of money at the box office, but... See, that but is code for, it was like an explosion at a sewage plant, just a constant spray of liquid feces with a matching stench that lingers for weeks. Wonder Woman made money, and it was pretty good. Full stop. No qualification necessary. The hidden island of Themyscira, also known as Paradise Island, is inhabited by Amazons, a race of long-living and apparently also long-legged women. A man, Steve Trevor, crashes into the ocean just off the coast, and no, he's not played by Harrison Ford, and he's rescued by Princess Diana, who despite being coddled by her mother, the Queen, she just wants to be able to train as a warrior.
You expect a battle to be fair! A battle will never be fair!
Gal Gadot made a big impression on audiences in her brief appearance in Batman v Superman, and here manages to effortlessly carry her character's solo film. She delivers an excellent performance, making Diana idealistic, determined, and slightly naive. She's someone you would go up to in Times Square and tell her you need $20 to get to the embassy after your passport was stolen, but then you'd get your ass handed to you. Gadot also does amazing work in the film's action scenes, and it's a testament to Jenkins' direction that everything feels like it has weight and impact. Gal Gadot was possibly hated by the actors playing Amazons since they'd all have to mimic her accent.
Sorry.
But it actually makes the Amazons sound that little bit more exotic.
In the event of an invasion. Isn't that why I have the greatest warrior in our history leading an entire army, General?
Just like me, that one time I ate sushi. Hey guys, remember the time I ate sushi? Good lord. After helping fend off an attack by German soldiers, Steve Trevor enlists Diana's help in returning to London, where he has information vital to the war effort. It's always vital information. It's never, well, you know, free shipping takes longer, but it's free and it's only socks, so I can wait. Diana's own mission is to find and kill the god of war, not Kratos, but Aries, who she believes is making Germany wage World War I. Now obviously, if the film had been set in World War II, which was the setting for a lot of previous Wonder Woman stories, it might have been a teeny bit questionable to have blamed Aries for inspiring the atrocities of the Third Reich. Questionable like that time I ate sushi. The Amazons don't have electricity, but they have a lie-detecting lasso that they use on Steve Trevor.
What the hell is this thing?
The lasso of Hestia compels you to reveal the truth.
I am a spy!
He also wants you to know that he's above average and the water was cold, so don't judge Diana Princess judgmental. Chris Pine does a good job of being Diana's foil and love interest. Pine has now played Captain Kirk, Jack Ryan, Jack Frost, Peter Parker, and now Steve Trevor. All he needs now is to play JFK, Robin Hood, and do a film with Kevin Bacon, and the circle will be complete. He's also the first Steve Trevor to hook up with Wonder Woman in a live-action production.
But it's really hot.
Steve and Diana arrive in London and meet up with Steve's assistant, Etta Candy, now played by Dawn from The Office, Lucy Davis. It wouldn't be a movie about a female superhero without a scene of her trying on clothes, so Diana goes shopping for some era-appropriate clothing so she can be as uncomfortable as all the other women stuck wearing whalebone corsets.
Keeps our tummies in.
Why must you keep them in?
Only a woman with no tummy would ask that question.
Steve reports back to his superiors, Major Sexist, General Lee patronising, and Sir Patrick definitely not Aries God of War, and their reaction is to poo-poo everything so that the upcoming armistice is upheld.
You didn't stand your ground, you didn't fight.
Because there was no chance of changing his mind.
This is Aries, and he's not going to allow a negotiation or a surrender. The millions of people you talked about, they will die.
We are going anyway.
Stay very, very still for me, my friend.
Steve goes rogue, embarking on a mission to the front to stop the methed-up German General Ludendorff and his evil scientist Dr. Maru from unleashing some horrid weapon which will prolong the war and, even worse, give songwriters more excuses for writing interminable songs to be sung around campfires for decades to come.
It's going to be terrible.
Steve brings some friends, conman Samir, who'd rather be an actor.
I am an actor. I love acting. I didn't want to be a soldier, but I'm the wrong color.
The chief, a smuggler who gets them through enemy lines.
The last war took everything from my people. We have nothing left.
Who took that from your people?
His people.
And Charlie, who's an excellent sniper but suffering from shell shock.
Get off me, woman! Stop making a fuss!
The problems of Charlie, Chief and Samir help Diana understand some of the problems of this world she's just now discovering. Like how Thai food didn't exist until some TV chef discovered it 20, 30 years ago. Before that discovery, I suppose people in Thailand just ate, I don't know, snow.
That war is a god that requires human sacrifice. And in exchange, war gives man purpose.
Diana thinks Ludendorff is Aries and that by killing him the war will end, which it will anyway since he was the only reason the armistice wouldn't have ended the war anyway, huh? So she kills him but the war doesn't actually end, since it turns out Sir Patrick definitely not Aries God of War actually is Aries God of War, but had legally changed his name by deed poll to Sir Patrick definitely not Aries God of War in order to throw people off. The sneaky rotter. As a child, Diana would ask her mum who her dad was.
So I sculpted you from clay myself and begged Zeus to give you life.
Well, it turns out that Diana was in fact a product of a booty call between Diana's mum and Zeus, which means Diana is, in point of fact, herself a god. Now that she knows she's a god, she now has the power of a god, which Wonder Woman uses to dispatch Aries. But not before Steve Trevor has sacrificed himself to destroy Ludendorff's deadly poison weapons.
I could save today. You could save the world.
Steve goes nobly to his death, safe in the knowledge that he saved the day and takes some small comfort that at the very least, he won't be on the hook for the late rental fees for not returning the boat to Themyscira. The war ends, but Diana elects not to return home and instead stays behind in the world of men in Paris, but not before calling her mum and asking her for some money to buy some expensive textbooks. When I first saw the film, I thought it was a solid film, a confident origin story, well told and well made. It's only when you watch a few similar films that just aren't as good as this, most of which belong in the DCEU, that you realise just how good Wonder Woman actually is as a movie.
That's been a while.
Its sequel wishes it were as good as Wonder Woman. Hans Zimmer's Wonder Woman theme is well used by composer Rupert Gregson Williams. You know shit's going to go down when you hear... Gadot and Pine have excellent chemistry.
Welcome to jolly old London.
It's hideous.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Steve's friends manage to not be totally anonymous. Danny Houston, Elena Anaya, and David Thewlis make for some suitably creepy villains. This is a film that has a suitably broad colour palette. Bright for Themyscira, grim for London, and even grimmer for the battlefields of Europe. Wonder Woman ditches a lot of the baggage of the Snyder universe that she was originally designed to be a part of, and while it's not a comedy, it mixes a lot of fun with its social commentary and action. Wonder Woman's success meant that a sequel was greenlit almost immediately. Wonder Woman 1984 was a film with a central theme of being careful about what you wish for. That wasn't careful enough about what it wished for. 2017's Wonder Woman is an engaging superhero film. Like a lot of the ones we enjoy, the difference is this one has a DC logo at the start. With a sequel out and more on the way, maybe it's time to rebrand this film as Wonder Woman 1, or maybe Wonder Woman. Next up, there's Justice League. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment below or check out some of our other videos.